D.A.P. David Allen's podcast.
Welcome to D.A.P. D.A.P. Your perspective. The perspective. David Allen's perspective. Hey. Please do me the favor, share the page, like the page. Do me the favor if you could, please. We're about to start in a few seconds. Like the page, share the page. Press follow if you could. I thank you for that. Those on YouTube, press subscribe. That's all I ask. Much love. Beautiful day today, nice and cold. Peace and blessings to the good energy people. Thanks for tuning in. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Peace, blessings to the good energy people. Thank you for chiming in today. If you are here, if you see and want to watch later, that's fine. But if you're here, go ahead and touch the video, man. Just go ahead and touch the video. Come on in. I appreciate it. Much love. Today, we're going to be discussing the topic regarding the flat earth, man. The flat earth. Do you believe the earth is flat? Or do you believe the earth is round? Something that we have been taught all our lives, that the earth is round. In a globe, and like a ball. What do you think? Peace and blessings to everyone. Do me the favor if you could. Please like the page if you could. And if you can hear my voice, please put a 1 in the chat. I appreciate that. I need to know that you guys hear me. I don't want to be talking and no one hears me. 1 in the chat, please. Thank you. I appreciate it if you can do that. Thank you. I'll wait for you. Can I get a 1 in the chat? Just so I know that at least I got sound. All right. So all our lives, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, you have heard. Even in, first grade, second grade, third grade, you've seen it all your life, even when you were 1, before you even started school. You've seen all your life that the earth looks like a globe. Does anyone have, how can I say it? Have anybody come across you that said that the earth is flat and you was taken by surprise and you were like, what? You bugging, you crazy. You know what I mean? Have you ever come across someone, they really, really believe that the earth is flat, but you believe that the earth is round? If so, and if you believe the earth is round and you have solid proof of that because of your studies, I would love for you to come on and just, give me facts, stats, and all that stuff to show that, you're solid on believing and knowing for a fact that the earth is round. If you can get someone else to prove it, if you can't, go ahead and have them call in. The phone number is going to be on the screen. And you can go ahead and call now. The number is 973-433-5666. For those who believe that the earth is round. All right? I'm just going to wait on you guys. I need those round earthers. Peace and blessings to each and every last one of you guys. For those who celebrate these holy holidays, much love to you. Peace. I don't have nothing for you. I don't have nothing for you, man. Yeah. Holding on to my few pennies during these holy days. If you believe that the earth is round and you can prove it, call in 973-433-5666. Or just to say, you know what? Yeah, the earth is round and what? Just, you know what I mean? Just because you just want to say, look, it's round. I believe what I believe of what I learned when I was young, what I learned in the textbooks in school. That's what it is. If you just want to say that, come on and call in or put that down on the comment board and say, I believe that the earth is round. 973, once again, 433-5666. And we're going to discuss another topic after this, dealing with the babies that are being frozen, allowing women to go into these rooms and freeze the children, or freeze the eggs, I should say, for about 10 years, 7 years, 5 years, until they're ready and want to have a family. We're going to discuss that as well. Peace and blessings. What's good? A family. Peace. Discuss that as Abraham, well. What's good with you, bro? How you feel, my brother? Peace and blessings. What's good? If you can hear me real good, Abraham, do me a favor. Bro? How you feel, my brother? And I guess you could put a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure everything is working up here. I appreciate you. Much love. For those round earthers, if you're here and you feel like getting in the discussion, I would love to hear your perspective on this planet or this globe that you call, that we've been living on for many years. I would love to see you and hear you speak on it. I would love for you to speak on it. Don't be afraid. Call a number in right now, or just go ahead. If you're shy, you don't want to talk, you can go ahead and just put a comment regarding the round earth on the comment board. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, some of everything they told us, some of everything, I mean, some of everything that we were taught coming up, a lot of it was lies, if you think about it. A lot of it was not true as we come into knowledge and as we read those same textbooks of things. For instance, let me give you a prime example, a small example. There are some people to this day that may believe this, but there are many of us today, no matter what nationality or what culture you come from, know for a fact that we did not come from apes or monkeys. I don't think too many people believe that we all came from monkeys, the monkeys, man. Just like they said the virus came from monkeys, or the corona came from bats, you know what I mean? And that wasn't long ago. But people done did research. People don't believe that. It's far-fetched. So is it a possibility? No problem, Abraham. Is it a possibility that we were lied to about the earth? That we were lied to about the measurements of the earth? The distance from the sun, from the moon? Is it a possibility that we were lied to about the earth being round? Because I think it was at one time they had people who were actually helping Christopher Columbus to go across those waters, and those who was helping him, directing and helping navigating across them seas, was saying that the earth was flat. It wasn't Christopher Columbus saying that. It was somebody else telling him that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was somebody else telling him that. And I think it was some of the original people, man. Them people that had this type of color skin, or maybe darker. Yeah, I think they were telling him some stuff that he didn't know. And some people actually laughed at him and them, because they figured, okay, they go to a certain area or a certain part of the earth, or the water, we're going to fall off or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just going to keep it going. If no one has no stats on their belief far as that earth is round at this time, I got a guest here that's going to call in a little bit. Let me just go ahead and introduce the brother. You can start calling, my brother. This brother name is Brother Vertiss Muhammad. And Vertiss have been on a heavy, deep research and study regarding the flat earth as we know it to be round. He have gotten into many debates. He's been looked at as he's cuckoo, crazy, don't know what he's talking about. But I've witnessed some of the conversations.
Call from
I've witnessed some of the conversations and debates and barbershops and things like that. And look, I had the idea also that, yeah, it's round. But listening to this brother speak on it, as we all believe that the earth is round, and listening to this brother speak on certain things, it make you think, and it make you want to go back and yourself and do a little research as well. But some people get a little lazy. They just believe what it is, and don't even try to even look into anything, but still can't prove certain things to be wrong. So let's give my brother Vertiss a round of applause for coming in and discussing this particular topic about the flat earth. How you feel, my brother? What's good with you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Let me grab
Hello to your
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying hello to your audience as
No
well.
doubt, no doubt. Let me just go ahead and grab a picture of you real quick so they can see who you are on the platform here. Again, if you want, you can call in anytime to debate respectfully, to debunk respectfully the flat earth if you are a person who know that the earth is round. But I'm speaking now to a flat earther, Brother Vertiss Muhammad. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. So, Brother Vert, let me ask you this. You too, at one time, I know that you actually believed that the earth was round, as we all did. You know, it's surprising. Is it surprising to many people that you in your, I don't know if you were in your 30s or 40s when you started, early 40s, when you started doing the research and saying, hold up, man, this don't seem right. I mean, let me look into this. This not adding up. You know, did people look at you strange when you said the earth is flat?
Of course. What happened with me was I was actually in the barbershop about 10 years ago. And a guy came in the barbershop, one of the clients came in the barbershop, and he was so excited to speak about this new information that he came across. So he started talking about the flat earth.
Right.
And he started talking about things that we should realize by looking to make us understand that the earth is flat. So me being knowledgeable about certain measurements of the earth coming up in the Nation of Islam, that's one of the things that you have to memorize being a member of the Nation of Islam is you have to know certain measurements of the earth. You have to know that the earth is 25,000 miles in circumference, that it is 196,940,000 square miles in area. The land is 57,255,000 square miles, and the water is 139,685,000 square miles. So a lot of measurements of land masses and water area is what you have to memorize in order to be a member of the Nation of Islam.
Right.
So knowing these measurements for years at a time, studying the earth, studying planets and stars. I've been doing this for about 30 years.
Right.
So 10 years ago, knowing this information and this man coming into the barbershop talking about the earth being flat. And, you know, I'm having a discussion with him because I believe that I'm knowledgeable of the earth's measurements because I know this information. But he's like, man, I don't care what you're saying right now. He said, all those numbers that you're saying sound good. He said, but he said, do this. He gave me a lesson. He said, do this. He said, tonight when you go home, this was about 10 years ago. Tonight when you go home, he said, you go on YouTube and he said, type in flat earth. And at that time, it was so much stuff about flat earth that it would blow your mind. You can't now go on YouTube and find too much stuff about flat earth. All you find on flat earth now on YouTube is
people going against it. Yeah, I noticed that.
Debunking.
I noticed that.
Exactly. You know, so you don't see any more people actually doing research and documenting it and putting it out there about their
findings,
demonstratable evidence. Their demonstratable evidence that the earth is actually a plane and not a globe in which we were taught in school and by NASA.
Let me ask you a question before you go on, not to cut you off. Do you think there were people or someone taking these videos down Because at one time I did see a lot of that as well, and now I go on recently and see that it's a whole bunch of debunking the flat Earth. But there were a lot of other flat Earthers up there, proving these
Mm-hmm.
things. Do you think it's been
Mm-hmm.
taken down?
Well, anytime you have information that's out there that is giving the status quo a challenge on its reality, then those who are responsible for putting the status quo out there.
You there, brother Vert?
Whatever, can you hear me?
No, I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me?
The last thing I heard was those who are responsible for putting it out there.
Right. Those who are responsible of putting information out there that is not reality will definitely go against and go to war with that information that is given what they put out there a challenge. So
Gotcha.
you have authorities that are out there that are actually, of course, looking at social media, because social media will allow you to gain following.
Mm.
And if you're following that strong and the information that you are putting out there is that interesting, and you're providing certain evidences to back your statements up, then you're going to have the authorities that's going to make sure that they take away the challenge. So
Mm.
yeah, YouTube has been taken off of videos that promote these things because the authorities don't want this information out there, because they have information out there that is against the reality in which we live in.
Okay, back to the
So yeah,
barbershop. You was about to talk about something after you spoke about the barbershop and about the findings when he told you to go to YouTube and all that good stuff.
right. So he told me to go to YouTube. I went to YouTube, and this is what he warned. He said, "I guarantee you." He said, "I'm warning you. You're going to go on YouTube," and he said, "You're going to be up all night till the sun come up."
Mm.
And sure enough, I was up all night till the sun came up, looking at this information, because initially I was going to look to debunk this flat Earth.
Mm.
But the more you do it, and the more you try to debunk it, especially at that time, the more you try to debunk it, the more you fell deeper into the knowledge that the Earth is actually flat, because everything else started to not make any sense.
Mm.
If you have one of the things that makes sense is, or that doesn't make sense on the Earth being a globe, is that we are supposedly spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. Also, we are traveling around the sun at 66,000 miles per hour.
Right.
Then we are traveling with the sun through the universe at over 600,000 miles per hour. Now, I don't know, but to me, that goes against the laws of physics.
Mm. And by the
I
way,
don't care.
that's fast as hell, bro.
That's my point. That look, we can't stand 100-mile winds from a hurricane or a tornado
Mm.
on Earth. But
That's
we're
interesting.
spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. A tornado spins at 100, maybe 200, 300 miles an hour.
Mm.
But we're actually on Earth. We're supposed to believe that we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, and we don't feel any wind turbulence from that 1,000-mile per hour spin.
That's
Nor do
interesting.
we feel any wind turbulence.
Hold
Nor
up.
do we feel any wind turbulence. I'm
But
sorry,
what
go ahead.
about those people that say, hold up, man, you're not going to feel it? Why? Because of the, you know what they say.
Well, what they blame that on is the size of the Earth.
Right. How big
They
it
claim
is.
that the Earth is so big that the 1,000-mile spin,
Can't feel it.
you don't feel the effect of the 1,000-mile spin because the Earth is so big. But it don't matter how big an object is. 1,000 miles an hour
It's
is
a
1,000
thousand
miles
miles
an
an
hour.
hour. Okay.
It don't matter how big the object is. If you're sitting on top of an object that is traveling at a rate of speed, you're going to feel the wind turbulence of the speed in which it is traveling. And we are sitting on top of the Earth. We're not inside of the Earth, right?
Correct.
We're sitting on top of it. We're on the surface. So if it's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, we definitely would feel the turbulence of the wind and the speed in which we're traveling. So it goes against the laws of physics.
Mm.
So regardless of how big the Earth is, if we're traveling at 1,000 miles an hour, we would feel the wind. We would feel the turbulence. And also, like I said, we're traveling around the sun at 66,000 miles an hour and traveling with the sun through the universe at over 600,000 miles per hour. It makes no sense.
Yeah, that is something to think
makes
about.
no sense.
That is something to
You know?
think about, bro. What about the what they call that? Gravity. People will throw gravity out there. It's the gravity that's keeping us balanced like that.
I say about gravity, I equate the gravity to the commercial that we grew up off years ago. The old lady, matter of fact, it wasn't even the commercial years ago. It's kind of not too long ago.
Okay.
But the old lady takes the mustard and say, "I put that shit on everything." You ever heard?
Yeah.
Put that shit on everything.
Yeah.
That's what people who believe that the Earth is a globe and are hard bent on the Earth as a globe. That is what they put on everything concerning the Earth being a globe. Gravity.
Okay.
Gravity is the magical thing that causes the Earth to do everything that is impossible to do in reality.
Wow. That's a deep concept, bro. That's the deep concept.
So look, we have to understand that gravity is a theory. It is not something that is of reality and of physics. It is only a theory. It is a word made up by Isaac Newton and these people, but it isn't a real thing.
Mm.
If you take gravity and you replace gravity with density, that is what we are dealing with in reality. Density.
Right. Mm.
The density of an object. The heavier the object is versus the lighter the object is will determine how it weighs to the Earth. It has nothing to do with a imaginary force called gravity in the center of the Earth pulling everything to the center of the Earth. That goes against the laws of physics.
Wow. Let's listen to my man, Damon Critton. What's good, Damon? Thanks for chiming in, brother. Much love. So listen to what Damon said, Brother Vert. Mr. Critton said, which is something that I spoke with you about before and you agreed as well, which is...
Who is this? I'm sorry.
His name is Damon Critton, the photographer. I think you met him once before, a while back. Yes, sir. Yeah. He said, is it flat or more like the shape of a frisbee? You heard me, brother?
Flat or more like a shape?
Is it flat or more shaped like a frisbee?
Well, I would have to. I wouldn't know whether it's shaped like a frisbee or not. All I can see is just based off of our own observations that it would be leveled as in like sea level.
Mm.
So I think we would have to look at it like this because we're dealing with oceans as well.
Right.
All right. And in science, there's a statement that says water seeks its own level. So we do have water on the plane in which we live in. Now, the Earth itself, being that the planet is not a globe, but it is sitting on a plane, the Earth or the continents in which we know them are actually protruding out of the oceans of the Earth.
Got it.
So if we would think of it like this, if we would think of a circle, and in that circle, we put in the center of that circle the continents of the planet, and everything that's around the continents of the planet is water, or what we call oceans. But it's the Earth protruding out of the center of the ocean or the water of the planet in which we live on. But we have given them names called oceans: Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean. So man has given names to the water of the planet, but the water of the planet is all surrounding the continents in which we live on.
All right, stop right there for a minute. Let me just, I thank you for that wisdom right there. Clinton wants to ask a question before you go on. Now hold that thought, because you right now with the water and you with the Earth protruding out of the water. So make sure we get back to that. Okay, Clinton says,
Okay.
is he, speaking of you, Brother Vertiss, is he a physicist? Just wondering what his level of knowledge, where his level of knowledge comes from.
I am not a certified physicist. No. But you don't have to be a certified anything
Nothing.
to realize when something is real and when something is a lie.
Facts. I agree.
You don't have to be certified in these things. And that is what the enemy of righteousness and knowledge wants you to think, that you have to be certified in their school of thought in order to be
Qualified or recognized. Facts.
Yeah, qualified, recognized, or taken serious by the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be a certified individual. There are thousands, not even thousands, but there are millions of people on the earth today that understand the earth. Not that they believe the earth to be flat, but they understand the earth to be flat and still and not moving around or spinning. Thousands of people on the earth.
Right. Now, I think I agree a little with Clinton, and I'm glad you cleared that up, Brother Vertiss, as far as not having to have any qualifications from this world to say, you know what, listen to him. You know what I mean? I'm glad you cleared that up. But I agree with Clinton regarding the frisbee shape. Okay, when you mentioned the water and the earth, pieces of the earth is protruding through the water, like the mountains and the whatever the trees and all that good stuff is coming up out of the earth. I can see the shape in a sense, meaning not flat, but because of its things that's in and out the earth is going to be, the loops, the hills, the mountains, and all this. But when you look at it from a distance, maybe it's like that looks like that frisbee look from a distance. You get me? And then
I can understand.
And then like with this picture I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna put it right now for everyone to look at. See how that look? Like the dome is like the dome around it, and then you see the earth on the bottom with the waters and the trees and everything, and then under the water and everything down at the bottom it has this, I don't know, almost like a mountain look, possibly whole bunch of water and everything else down there, trees and the whole 9 yards. Just like it's protruding on the surface of the earth, the land and all that good stuff. It's just, I feel it's the same thing down in the at the bottom. You get me?
I understand.
But go on.
But I don't, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that from based off of what I see, that the earth is shaped in a frisbee type of manner, like kind of round on top. I would understand that, and I'll say this, because the earth is, or when I say earth, I mean the land that we live on.
Got it.
That's earth. So when I say the earth protruding out of the waters, yeah, so if the earth is protruding out of the waters, it would come up out of the waters in a manner in which would not necessarily be totally flat, because like you said a minute ago, we have mountains on the earth, we have valleys and hills on the earth, so it's not necessarily totally flat. What I mean by flat is if you look at a penny or a coin or a quarter, and you look at it, it looks flat, but it's not flat at the same time. But the face that is on the coin, the face that is on the coin has the hills and the mountains
Truly.
and the valleys.
Right.
But everything around the face of the coin is level, it's flat.
I get it.
Up until you get to the edge, up until you get to the edge of the coin.
Okay, Damon also came back in. I guess he's really big on the idea of you got to have your knowledge from somewhere. So he says, true, in reference to you not being, you don't need to be a person who have their certificates and degrees and all that stuff to be recognized as, to, hey, listen to him. He know what he's talking about. He goes on to say, true, but knowledge comes from somewhere. And I'm just wondering where your knowledge is, where your knowledge is coming from.
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So my knowledge comes from my own observation. My knowledge comes from, I don't know if he was on earlier where I said that I was a part of the Nation of Islam, and becoming a member of the Nation of Islam, you have to know measurements of the earth.
Right.
How large the earth is, how far the earth is from the sun, how far the earth is from the moon, the area of the land in which takes up of the earth, how much area of water takes up of the earth. So these things of measurements and certain demographics of the earth, you have to know being a member of the Nation of Islam.
And you have to actually know them. You have to actually memorize them, Mr. Critton. You have to memorize these measurements of the earth, period.
Exactly. You have to memorize these things. So that's a part of where my knowledge and information of the earth comes from, and the universe comes from. And I also study and have listened to others who have come into certain knowledges. And with the advent of technology, we have the YouTube search engine. And, a lot of people always criticize people for going on YouTube and finding out certain information, but you can learn things on YouTube that people are giving you viable and sound information, and it is up to you to be able to parse through what is sound information and what is information that will cause you to be off reality. So I have looked into people like, one of the first persons I studied or listened to was a black man from England named David Murphy. He was one of the first people that I listened to about 10 years ago that was talking about flat Earth, and he was giving some very interesting points, making very interesting points. Like many of the people that were promoting flat Earth make very clear and observational point that you can look at and see these things can be demonstrated. There's certain things that those of us who know the knowledge of the flat earth, this information, you can demonstrate this information. When you can't demonstrate a thing, then there's a flaw in the actual trying to make it reality when you can't actually demonstrate a thing.
So Damon, let me ask you, do you believe that the earth is a globe? But go ahead, Brother Vertiss.
Now, until he responds back, the question of him asking the earth being like a frisbee, I would only say that if I were to say that the earth would be like a frisbee, then I would take it to where in scripture, in Bible, it talks about a dome or a firmament being over the flat earth. So not only are we a people living on a plain or a flat surface, of course, with hills, mountains, and valleys, not flat as we know you can't totally demonstrate a thing, but then over us is an actual protective, trying to make it reality structure when you can't actually demonstrate a thing, which is called in the Bible the firmament. Facts. And it is actually called in the Muslim book, the Quran, it is called the canopy, and it is also called the structure. Okay?
Right.
And with this dome above us, which would have to be shaped in a frisbee type manner, I would say that the whole of this creation would be shaped somewhat like a frisbee with the dome or the firmament above us. So in that sense, yeah, I see the earth being shaped somewhat like a frisbee.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Brother Crenton. And let me see if you ask or answer the other question. Do you believe that is the globe? Okay. He did say like the curve. He said when I say frisbee, I'm talking to the curve of the edge of the frisbee.
The curve of the edge of the frisbee. Is he talking about the circumference of the frisbee?
I think he's talking about the circumference, maybe the bend, you know what I mean, the bending look, you know. I guess he's trying to give that analogy of, the shape,
I'll say this. Let's look at it like this. Let's place the frisbee on a table, right?
Okay.
And let's say, for instance, the frisbee is the firmament or the dome above us, and the table or that surface of the table that is beneath the frisbee is the actual plane or earth in which we live on.
Right.
You got me?
Gotcha.
So it's like the frisbee. The frisbee is the dome covering the flat surface of the table.
Got it. I see your point.
Got me?
I see your point. You got that, you got that, Damon? Is that clear to you a little bit? I can understand that.
So I can see that in the sense. So that was a good question.
Yeah.
That he posed. So yes, sir.
No doubt, no doubt. Okay. Seeing the waters and all that good stuff and the earth protruding through the waters and everything, you were going into something else regarding the guy that told you to do the study, and you said that he said you will be staying up all night until the sun come up when you're going to do this research. And in your findings, when you did the little research that you did do for that first day, what was it that struck you and made you want to go further into the morning? And then I'm quite sure you had the feeling of, you know what, hold up. Every day you was just digging in and you couldn't stop. What was the first thing that made you say, you know what, you found something that was and then you just had to keep going? What was that?
It was two things. The first thing was being able to see further on the ocean surface than we should be able to see. For instance,
Okay.
we are taught that, let's say for instance, you're on a sailboat, right? We're in the Atlantic Ocean, you're on a sailboat, and I'm on a sailboat, but I'm about 40 miles away from you on my sailboat,
Right.
right? Now, we're taught that if you're on your sailboat, you should not be able to see me on my sailboat 40 miles away because I am on the other side of the curvature of the earth. So I'm over the curve. I'm over the horizon,
Okay.
going down around the earth. So the further I get from you, you won't be able to see me because I'm over the curve.
Right.
Because the earth is 25,000 miles in circumference. So for every 8 miles or 8 to 10 miles,
It should be a
you
bend.
are actually right. There should be a bend,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Now that is true. I can't see you, and you wouldn't be able to see me with the naked eye 40 miles away. Probably not even 15 miles away. You wouldn't be able to see me with the naked eye.
Right.
But if I got a binocular or a strong
Instrument.
optical lens, then I can see you. I can pull you back into my view, even though you're 40 miles away from me, or even though I'm 40 miles away from you. So regardless of the optical technology that I have in my hand and in my eye, I still should not be able to see you 40 miles away and you see me 40 miles away because regardless of what I got in my hands, I am over the curvature of the earth.
Damn it, man.
You understand?
I see that. I can see that. I can see that.
I still shouldn't be able to see you.
But what about the debunkers? The debunkers that say, come on, brother Vert. The earth is so damn big, bro. How in the hell, you know what I mean? There's gonna be a bend.
Well,
I mean, the earth is so big. You won't ever be able to see a bend because it's so big.
Well, they have to give that argument to those who give the measurements of the earth. I didn't say that every 8 to 10 miles you should not you should be going over the curvature of the earth. That's information that is in school books.
From those who have the degrees and the certificates and the
from those who have the degrees. Exactly.
That's deep. That's
so
deep.
I didn't put that out there. All I did was try to demonstrate and try to research what they said shouldn't be able to happen based on the curvature of the earth. So when I go and look at whether or not I'm able to see 10 miles or 40 miles away on a flat surface, and I can actually see 40 miles away with optical lens, then that debunks the fact that they say that based off of the size of the earth, every 8 to 10 miles, you are going over the curvature of the earth. That debunks that right there. I mean,
I can see that.
Look, the Navy has technology of optical lens that they can see 100 miles away.
Or more.
You should not be able to see 100 miles away with no optical lens if you're over the curvature of the earth. It goes against the laws of physics again. It doesn't happen.
Wow.
If you can see 100 miles away on the flat surface, whatever measurements or whatever this world or this science institutions have told us about how far you should not be able to see, then it is debunked when you actually do it.
Wow. That's
when you
deep.
actually go out there with your own technology and you can see 30 miles away, then it debunks the earth being so-called having a bend or a curvature to it.
That's heavy, bro.
Then we would have to look at what we're dealing with again. If you look at the earth and how it is represented to us, there's no one living on the top of the earth because it's supposed to be the North Pole.
Right.
And there is no one living on the bottom of the earth because it is the South Pole, right? Now, if you look at the earth, how it's represented to us, then everybody is living on the side of the earth.
Woo!
Everyone is living on the side. We're standing sideways on the earth if we're talking about the earth as a globe.
Interesting.
Because nothing is on the top. No one's living on the bottom because they're ice caps, supposedly.
Mm.
So we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, and we're not being thrown off this planet. The water is still sticking to this planet as it's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. Makes no sense. Doesn't add up. The math ain't mathing.
Interesting, brother. Very good point.
So
Damon says this. Damon says about the curve. I guess he was talking about the curve and the Frisbee thing, and then I'm gonna move on to another topic. Or another statement he mentioned and question. One of them was no, but the information I was privileged to learn that the Earth is not actually shaped like a sphere. How do we equate for the land that water is sitting on if it's higher at your point versus my point? When you actually be looking, wouldn't you actually be looking up at me? When you actually be looking up at me from his point and your point, how do you equate for the land that water is sitting on if it's higher at your point versus my point when you actually be looking up at me? Speak to that.
So is he saying that there is water above sea level?
Right.
I guess that's what it sounds like.
So yeah.
How is there water above sea level? Like how is there water way up in the mountains? Right?
Okay.
How could there be water way up in the mountains if the water is at sea level?
Okay, I can see that. I can see, that's a good example.
Right. As I was saying before, the water that the earth in which we live on is protruding out of the water. The water that is in the earth, there's water actually in the earth that protrudes and it sprouts out of the earth. So that's how we get water coming down from mountains, because water is coming up out of mountains, down the mountains.
Right.
So there are streams at high levels because there's water that is actually sprouting out of the landmass that we live on. So that's how we get water at higher elevations, because water is not just at sea level. Water, the creator or creation has made it to where water actually springs out of the earth at high altitudes, at high levels on the earth as well. So water is just not sea level. Water is sprouting out of the earth itself, and it trickles down as through mountains and through streams and rivers.
Okay.
Okay.
What you got else? You got anything else, my man Damon? You got another question? If you would like to tap in, brother, you can always call in. I can see if I can get y'all on a two-way if possible. I can probably merge y'all if you want to chime in, so this way you don't have to keep typing. Okay, so this way, the lag, it won't be a lag, so we'll know that we right on point far as questions and statements and back to back. If you want to call in, the number is 973 433 5666. The phone number is on the screen right now, but I'm feeling your questions, Damon. I appreciate you chiming in, and much love to you, brother, for having the heart to just basically discuss something like this, because a lot of people they say they big on certain things and they know something and they know a lot about this, know a lot about that, but they don't even care to ask questions or even listen to anyone else's research on things. So my hat goes off to you for that. Real talk, no doubt. So you can call in if you like. Yeah. So after all that stuff, go ahead.
So Supreme, you asked me about what led me there through my study. So the thing about I was just talking about us being on water is one of the things that made me kind of really question the Earth being a globe and
Right.
being 25,000 miles in circumference. All right, so that's one thing, not being or being able to see further than we should on this Earth.
Right.
It tells me that the Earth is not a globe, but it is flat. It is a plane.
No
The
doubt.
second thing was this:
Okay,
the stars in the sky.
I got somebody else calling right now too. We stay with there. Stars in the sky. Let me see if I can merge this brother in. I don't know if I can do that. Let me check. But if not, call back. Let me see. Merge. Here we go. All right.
Send a voicemail. Press 2.
You there?
I'm here.
Are you there? Hey, hold on. Let me conference call. Hold on. Abraham, call back. I just made a mistake and pressed the wrong button. If you can call back. Call right back. Abraham, call right back. Thank you for chiming in, but call right back. I pressed the wrong button. Tried to merge you guys. I'm trying to do the conference call. Go ahead, Brother Vert.
Yeah. So the second thing that caught my attention was that we are, as I said earlier, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
Oh, here you go again. Hold on, Brother Vert.
Okay.
Deanna.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2. Call from
Abraham, Indiana.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
It won't do it. It won't do it. It won't do it, Abraham. I'm trying to press the 1. It won't do it. All right. So
yeah, Abraham is a man who is really profound when it comes down to explaining and providing
calling again.
Evidences and information.
He calling again. Hold on. Let me just get this real. Let me see if I can just do it one more time. Let me put you on hold, Brother Vert.
Call from
Abraham, Indiana.
Abraham, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
Oh, what's good? Let me see if I can merge y'all real quick now. Okay, Brother Vert, you there?
I'm here.
I got you. Okay, I got Abe on the phone. All praises due.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What's good with you, Abraham, my man? Yeah, he was just going into just basically telling us about you, brother, as you was trying to call. He was just telling us about you. Go ahead, Brother Vertiss, finish that. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Peace, brother. How you feel?
Hey, good, brother. I enjoyed listening, to how you express your point of views. I think it's very eloquent, and I think they're very, very well put. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Thank
No doubt.
I was actually, as you was trying to call in, I was telling Supreme that you are real proficient in providing evidences and information about flat Earth. So
Right.
I definitely give you a round of applause for your backing me in certain discussions that I've been having.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's right. But Dave, I was saying that the second thing that caught me was stars in the sky.
Right.
That for thousands of years that we can trace, the stars have been in the same locations that they have been in for thousands of years.
Facts.
So my thing is, I mean, in such so that you have megalithic structures around the earth, ancient structures around the earth that the ancients built, to where as you can look through a little hole that they built in a stone
Mm.
or drilled through a stone. And at a certain time of the year, a star will line up exactly with that
Yes,
hole
sir.
in that stone. That star will line up with that hole in the stone at a certain point of the year, depending on what year it is and how many years have gone by. You know, so the ancients have designed things based on the structure of the stars thousands of years ago. So if we are spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, and traveling around the sun at 1,000 miles an hour, and traveling with the sun through the universe at over 600,000 miles per hour, how do we see the same stars every night
Woo!
for thousands of years? How is it that the North Star, look, the
That's
North
deep, bro.
Star,
That's deep, bro. That's deep.
yeah,
I would like
the slaves,
I would
the
like the
slaves,
person I would like the person who have the knowledge and the stats and the true belief in the round earth and all of what you just mentioned, you know, the speed and the winds and all that stuff. They believe that 100%. I would love for you guys to call in and debate this. Real talk. Go ahead, brother Vert.
They don't. If
You
I
know,
could just
so-
say before you
Go
continue,
ahead,
Vert,
man.
Go ahead, brother.
Yes,
and
sir.
if I could just say to you, brother David,
Yes, sir.
before Vert continues, the people, and I was one of them, that think the Earth is a globe. They don't know those numbers. They don't know that they believe that the Earth is going 1,000 miles an hour one way, 66,600 miles an hour around the sun, and the sun moving 600,000 miles around the Milky Way. And you left out one other number, Vertiss. The Milky Way is going 1.3 million miles an hour
Oh yeah.
around the
What?
whole-
Come
you know,
on.
yeah.
Exactly.
So they don't know, they don't know those numbers. They don't know, you know, they can't call in and say what those numbers are because
Oh.
they don't know them.
They
They
don't
don't
know.
know how crazy the globe is.
Wow.
Yeah.
But brother Abraham, not to cut you off, brother Vert, I want you to continue too. But what struck you, brother, when you was also a rounder and you just, you know, went on to the other side? Is that what struck you, the numbers? And what was the first thing that struck in your head to say, you know what, this shit don't make sense?
Right. I'll say it quick, and then I'll let you know, brother Vert continue. I had seen brother Vertiss online, you know, saying certain things about the Earth. The same way, you know, he was given certain information by, you know, some guy in the barbershop. You know, he was the guy in the barbershop for me. So I seen him online, and I didn't know him personally, but I knew of him.
Right.
Because many years back, I bought his music. I knew who he was. I never met him though.
Right.
And so he would say things online, and I eventually it ended up to a phone call. And he gave me a call, or I gave him a call. I can't remember which.
Okay.
And you know, he gave me some links. He said, "Look, just check out the links." And I told him I would have proof the Earth was a globe tomorrow morning.
Wow.
Right? That's
And that's how it
what I
went.
told him. You know what I mean?
Real.
And that's how I went. And then, but and like him, I was up all night. I started. It was around 10 o'clock at night. I remember like it was yesterday. And I didn't get. And I'm gonna answer your question directly. Which part did it? I'm just building up to it.
It's not a problem. Take
But
time.
it was 10 o'clock. It was 10 o'clock at night. Thanks, brother. It was 10 o'clock at night, and I got off the phone with him, and I reviewed some links. And like he said back then, when you typed in flat Earth, you got all of the top flat Earth research. Now you get nothing. You get nothing now. But I was on it all night. 8 in the morning, I made my first post. 8 in the morning. This is 2017.
Wow.
I made my first post. Oh my God! I think the Earth is flat. Was my first post. But what did it? What kept me searching was, right? He was like, "Ain't no pictures of the Earth."
Right.
And that's one of the things he said on a phone call. I'm like, bruh,
Wow.
of course there's pictures of the Earth. And so I went to go look, and just like he said, it was all cartoons. And I already knew that the moon landing wasn't real.
Right.
I already knew that. So when I saw fake Earth pictures, you know, I knew right there something really big was
Something
wrong
wasn't
here,
right.
you know.
Wow, that's deep, bro.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. Thank you for that analogy, brother Abraham. Appreciate that, bro. Real talk. And what else? What else have you found that struck you, brother Abraham? That if you can, briefly discuss that real quick. To say that
I mean, it's really endless. I mean, first of all, we never really asked, are we really walking around upside down?
Right.
We never really.
Gravity, brother, gravity.
Yeah,
I put that shit on everything.
Yeah, but you can't. The curious mind isn't going to be satisfied by a oversimplistic answer.
Right. No doubt.
And they tell you gravity. They tell you gravity holds the atmosphere to the Earth, and that's why it doesn't shoot off into space. Because I don't know if your viewers know, but air pressure. We live in air pressure, right? 14.7 pounds per square inch, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We live in air pressure. It can't exist next to a vacuum, right? When you put air next to a vacuum, the air has to blow off into the vacuum.
Facts.
So, and they tell us that air is held it doesn't blow off into space because the air is held by gravity. But the gravity don't even hold the gravity don't even hold the air in your car from leaving through the sunroof.
Woo! Exactly. Deep. That's deep.
It don't. The gravity don't hold the wind. The wind is moving in 4 different directions sometimes, right? The clouds are moving. There's no observation of a force holding the atmosphere like Velcro to the Earth. So when they say gravity, it's a meaningless word.
Wow,
it really is.
That's deep. That's deep.
That's why I said.
Y'all, hey, look, y'all just debunked gravity.
Yeah, I mean, that's how easy it is, though. I was telling them earlier, Abraham, that if we would take density and replace it with gravity, then I think we will be a little bit more grounded in reality. I agree. Instead of gravity, because gravity is actually something that the enemy of knowledge wants us to believe exists, and it don't.
Right.
It's a fairy tale.
And what year did Newton discover gravity? Right, the year was 1666. Right, it's got the 666 in there. And guess how fast the Earth? This is NASA's numbers. Guess how fast the Earth is going around the sun? 66,600 miles an hour.
Come on.
Yep.
Another 666. And guess what the tilt of the Earth is? Right, it's
don't tell me 666.
It's 66 point. The tilt of the Earth is 66.6 degrees.
Wow.
You start to realize that this thing we're
number
given
of the beast.
It's a number. It's the beast's information. It's a false reality. It's all, it's all fake. You start to realize, it's a huge brainwashing, mind control prison that we're kind of all grow up in.
That's real.
Real talk.
That's the actual fact.
That's definitely real.
That's the actual fact.
That's real talk.
It's I was saying too with the North Star that the North Star never leaves its position. It might waver a little piece, but it's for the most part in the same position that it has been in for thousands of years. So as Abraham was saying, if we're traveling with all of these different speeds and at different levels and traveling around the sun with the sun through the universe, then surely we would not see the same stars every night. Surely we would not see the North Star sitting there all year round.
Now let me ask you. Let me ask you, brother. Let me ask you, brother Abraham. When you mentioned that particular stat or that that finding right there, that actual finding you're talking about, far as the wind and how fast it is, and this, that, and the third, and we don't even feel it, just as we would feel a hurricane that's just doing 80 or 100 miles an hour, and we feel it so bad, and here it is, the earth speed and the wind, and you know what I mean. And when a rounder, a person who believes that the earth is round, come to you and try to debunk that, have anybody yet have come to you with numbers, facts, somewhat near, just, debunking that, and with those facts that they have about what they've learned through the years of, with how the earth speed and the sun, the distance from the sun, the earth, have anybody
Brother Vertiss, you wanna address that, Bert?
I'll say what Abraham said. Most of the time, people are not privy to the numbers in which they subscribe to when they believe that the earth is flat. I mean, when they believe that the earth is a globe. People don't understand that if you believe the earth is a globe, then you are subscribing to the speeds that they say the earth travels in with the sun and with the universe. They don't realize that they're subscribing to, I believe that the earth travels sun at 66,000 miles an hour. They don't understand that. Right. Even to the point where when people try to, when I was in the barbershop talking about it initially a few years ago, and when people try to make me seem as if I'm crazy or stupid or illiterate or ignorant of the fact that the earth is a globe, and I ask them a simple question that they should know if they believe that the planet in which they live on is what it is. And I ask them a simple question like, well, what is the circumference of the earth that you say you believe that you live on? They can't answer that simple thing. They can't answer no question when it comes down to giving a number or anything.
Wow.
Of determining. So they have no information about their belief of the earth in which they live on.
So they just believe whatever.
People, they just believe on face value. They believe on face value. They believe what these scientists say because they have quote unquote
degrees,
certification.
Right. Go ahead, Abraham.
Big degrees. Go ahead.
To add on to what Vert says, there's basically, I would say, two kinds of people, right? When you, for example, the Earth travels around the sun. I got this. These numbers are right off NASA's website, right? I've made videos on this, right?
That's right.
Wow. So the Earth is going 66,600 miles an hour. Now, when you tell someone that, and you tell them in a one-on-one conversation, right? And you're like, yo, that's 39 times the speed of a bullet coming out of a gun.
Come on,
man.
When you tell them that, when you tell a person that on one-on-one conversation, it's no ego, it's not online, and they trying to showboat. When you sitting down with a person, they're like, yo, that's 39 times the speed of a bullet. Right? One person is gonna say that shit don't sound right.
Exactly.
That sounds.
That's where the common sense
really
kicks in.
Another person is gonna say, right? Well, maybe it is. See, one person is going to. There's almost never going to be a number that they say that sounds right. They're never going to be like, man, that sounds crazy. Right? They don't have their tolerance for outlandishness has no end. So if you told them it's 100 times the speed of a bullet, they might say that's possible too. They'll never their threshold for whatever is endless.
I get it. Yeah. Oh wow.
And look, and that is because
they don't know.
People don't think it's not even that they don't know, but some people don't even want to know.
Not only that, Brother Vert, not only that, I'm going to keep it real with you. Some people, Brother Vert, don't really believe it anyway. Deep down inside. Like, for instance, Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people have been believing that for years until they got to a certain age? They still believe it, but they don't believe it. And then when they got to the old age, they'd be like, that ain't true.
See, but I think this is different. This
Okay.
is different because if you ask anybody, whether they know it or not is a different story. But do they believe it? Yes. Everybody.
They think it's science as opposed to Santa Claus. You know, they don't have an argument for that. They think the globe. They think the globe is an advanced scientific concept. It's actually mind control.
Right.
It's actually just mind control.
That's
exactly. That is why these institutions such as NASA put out these big astronomical numbers. Because once you put out these big astronomical numbers, what low frequency mindset person is going to try to debunk all those big numbers after these big numbers come from the so-called aeronautical institutes of the world?
Right.
Nobody going to do that. Only those of us who question things.
Who thinks outside the box.
Yeah, you got to think outside the matrix. If not, you're going to be totally stuck in the matrix. Not to say that we still don't get caught up in certain things, but certain knowledges.
Right.
Then that when you are able to see the loopholes in certain information that is put out there, and you're able to distinguish what is just information and what is actual reality, then it allows you to be at a more sound and grounded place.
I got
in
you.
Life.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
That's deep, bro. That's deep.
So the flat Earth thing is definitely something that I think your audience should look into, and everybody should look into, because it is the actual creation story in which we are taught in the Bible and in the Muslim Bible, the Quran, that the earth is flat with a firmament, or as the Quran calls it, a canopy or structure above us.
The flat Earth, the flat Earth concept is actually in harmony, not just natural law and common sense. It's right, because natural law and common sense. You've never known to live upside down. You've never known that water does these weird things that they say it does on a globe, stick to the side. You've never known, right? If you puncture if you puncture a car tire, the air comes out. Right. It's the same way as air next to a vacuum. It's going to go into the vacuum. So you know natural law, you know common sense. Right. But man, where was I going? I was like natural law. What was the other thing? I can't even remember what I was saying now.
Gravity.
Man,
gravity.
No. I was saying flat Earth. It matches not only common sense and natural law, but scriptures like Vertiss the same. Right. Now, you know, I am not. I spent the majority of my life in religion. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm not in any religion anymore. But I know more now than ever that we live in a creation from an intelligent design. Yes, all my time in religion, I never really thought we lived in an intelligent design. I never really connected that.
Wow.
Right. But now when I study the Earth, when you look at the Earth, I mean, all Russia, China, America, Israel, Europe, Germany, all of these nations agree on the Antarctic Treaty to keep you from going to the edge of the Earth.
Why? But why is that? Why is that? What's the reason? What do you think the reason is?
Because right, you know, as we're taught, you know, we should have the knowledge of our heavenly home. We were taught that in the Nation of Islam that you should study the Earth because you should have knowledge of your home, of your heavenly home. Right. If you don't even know where you are, you know, if you can take that knowledge out and put in. If I was the devil, I would do it.
Right.
right? If I was in
That
charge
makes
of,
sense.
making everybody deaf, dumb, and blind, why would I give you knowledge of what the earth is? You start asking too many questions. You might want to go to the edge,
Right.
That's deep.
or something
That's
like
deep.
that. You'll be asking what's holding us up. What's outside the dome. You start realizing this is an intelligent design, that there's a creator somewhere, or there's something going on. We're in a simulation. Something is going on, but you begin to realize that this is an actual habitat that was created.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
And it has and Abraham, to back you up on that, it's something that you say that because just a few minutes ago, as y'all was speaking, I was thinking of the Earth being a globe, all these other planets, or the 8 or 9, or the other 7 or 8 planets that is supposedly in our solar system. And not only those planets, but now you got scientists talking about there are other planets in the universe that are like Earth and that might have human beings on them as well. So my thing is this: to make us, the flat Earth design makes me understand and gives me a more perspective and realization of an intelligent designer of where we live in now versus the Earth being a globe and other planets out there in the solar system and other human beings. Then why would God create Earth?
Come on.
Look,
What's good? What's good,
in
Lawrence?
the Bible,
Peace, Lawrence. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead. I was just saying peace to Lawrence.
Okay. In the Bible, God didn't create no other planets but Earth.
Okay, Lawrence want me to ask a question. I want to cut you guys off. Let me just ask one question. Lawrence wanted me to ask a question. He said, David, please ask them if they are Christian.
No, I grew up Christian.
Somebody on YouTube.
I grew up Christian. And when I was about 20 years old, 19 years old, I joined the Nation of Islam, became a Muslim, and then I was in the Nation of Islam for like 20 years or more, and then I stepped away from that. I don't have any organized religion at this point. There is an intelligent designer, but I don't for sure. I don't have an organized religion any longer though.
Likewise, my grandfather was a Baptist bishop. So yeah, Christianity and that type of religion is what I came up under the understanding of. I joined the Nation of Islam when I was about 16. But now, I have, like Abraham, no organized religion that I say that I am a part of. But I do look in the books of scripture, both Bible and Quran. I would say even more so of the Bible when it deals with the earth and the creation, more so than the Quran. I see more information concerning the earth in the Bible, more than in the Quran. But I use both books in order to find information concerning the reality of the planet in which we live on. And I do that because I realize that the Bible and the Quran, but let's speak of the Bible right now, that the Bible is a book that is not necessarily a religious book. It is a book that has information in it concerning the past, and some of it is allegorical, and some of it is literal. And I'll say about maybe 70% of what's in the Bible is literal, 30% maybe allegorical, where you can give some interpretation to it.
Okay. Good explanation. Go ahead.
I gotta add something to what Brother Vertiss was saying before that question was asked. I want to thank whoever asked that question. I think that was a good
Yes,
question.
Lawrence, good question.
Yeah, but before that question was asked, Vertiss was saying about basically the uniqueness of the earth in terms of why the devil or why the elites, why the wicked rulers, the world is a stage, why they would teach that there are billions of, first of all, it's billions of planets. Literally, billions according to these people, and there's billions of planets. I'm gonna put you on to what the reality is, but what they teach is that it's billions of planets, billions of suns, and all this other stuff going on. But I'm gonna tell you what the reality is. There's nothing else that we know of. Earth is the center of everything. We are at the center of the entire universe. That's how divine, unique the Earth is, and we who are on it. And they teach you the opposite. They teach you the Earth is nothing. The Earth is just some little seventh rock amongst 800 billion planets. You're just a little speck. You know, there's planets the size of suns, and they teach all of this outlandish stuff to minimize what Earth is.
All right, hold on. Let me no doubt. Let me ask the question or the statement that Lawrence is saying. I don't know if he's speaking in general or if he's speaking to you guys, but if you just got on, Lawrence, or if you didn't just get on and you've been here for a little while, I know you listen to these guys mention all the measurements and all that good stuff. So Lawrence says, so he should know the size of the sun, moon, and how far the stars are away from the planet Earth.
Yeah.
Stop. No. Then he goes on to say, stop saying science doesn't know the circumference of the Earth and at least the first 3 planets from the sun.
Yeah, no. Can I, Vertiss, can I address that?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Yeah. That's you're going off of a belief, Lawrence, and I'm going to explain what you're doing. I'm sure you mean well. I did the same thing. I didn't do it for very long though. Some people do it. They keep doing it, right? I didn't do it for once I found out that once I found out something was going on, I asked deeper questions. I didn't continue to regurgitate.
All right, but let me go on. Let me go on. He said something else too. Hold that thought and add on to it because he said something else that came right in. He also said we are not the center. That's what got Galileo hung.
Galileo.
Galileo hung. But go ahead, continue. All
right, so let me first say to anyone listening, you believe whatever you want. It don't, you know what I mean? What you eat don't make me fat. That's first and foremost, right? Anybody, there's people are going to believe whatever they want. So that's first and foremost. This is no. We're not out here trying to get anybody to believe anything.
Right.
So people can believe what they want. Sharing information. However, I'm gonna give you a quote from a few people. Michio Kaku, theoretical physicist. He said that nobody. Now his field is cosmology, which is everything we're talking about. The stars, the sun, the heavens, right? Quasars, whatever pseudoscience you could think of. That's cosmology. So his field is cosmology and theoretical physicist. He said no one in his field uses the scientific method.
Wow.
Right.
It's by the seat of, he went on to say it's by the seat of our pants. Matter of fact, later on I'll put the link in the comment section so you can
please do.
He said it's the seat of our pants, it's guesswork, it's leaps of logic. That's number one. I got more. That's number one. That's Michio Kaku,
leaps of logic.
Theoretical physicist. Now Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein said that the Earth at the center of the universe it's you can create a model for how everything, all the stars, the sun, the moon, how everything works. You can create a model the same with the Earth at the center, the same way you can create a model on paper with the sun, with the Earth going around the sun. He said it's just a model.
So
either one could be right.
So Lawrence said there's a difference between cosmology and astrology.
Well, Lawrence needs to finish. Lawrence needs to let me finish talking.
Yeah, he said you tap dancing.
Because I said that's one.
He said you tap dancing. He said he did say that's one, Lawrence. He did. He just started speaking, so he did.
I said that's one. Yeah. I just started, and then I went directly into Albert Einstein, and he started typing. So Lawrence can just do what Lawrence do. You know what I mean? I would like. He asked a question. I would like to answer Lawrence without getting interrupted.
Word.
Now, Michio Kaku said no one in this field uses the scientific method. One, Albert Einstein said it's just a cord. He said the heliocentric system. To be specific, since Lawrence wants to interject before the answer isn't even over, but now I'm answering him. If he would have just been patient, Albert Einstein said the heliocentric system. This is specifically the idea that the Earth is going around the sun and all these planets and all this other stuff.
Right.
Albert Einstein said the heliocentric system is nothing but a coordinate system, and that the Ptolemy system, which is Earth at the center and everything going around the Earth, is also either one could work. Now, that's two. That's number two. Stephen Hawking, theoretical physicist, said the same thing about the so-called Earth going around the sun. There's no science. Science means cause and effect. I'll get into that in a minute. It's not just something that you use. It's not something. It's not a concept or a word that you can use informally. You know, oh, he science that up. No, it's a specific method to determine cause. That's it.
Right.
So, if it doesn't determine cause for an effect, it's not science. It's something else.
It ain't science.
So
exactly.
It ain't science. So and cause and effect has not been used to determine this heliocentric model with a people upside down and air next to a vacuum and water sticking to a ball and as it's spinning. As it's spinning and the Earth going in 17 different directions, and you still see the same stars every night. There's no science for that. It's just conjecture. So Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein, Michio Kaku, George Ellis, which is very known. He's another cosmologist. He's very known in this circle.
Okay.
Where he's one of the top. George Ellis, cosmologist. He said he could easily construct a model 17 different directions and with the Earth at the center, and all of the stars and the planets and the sun going around the Earth. And he said he could easily construct a model, and it would match all our observations. So you're standing on the ground, and you look up in the sky, and you see everything moving. He said he can easily construct a model where the Earth is at the center, and everything goes around the Earth. He said it's just. He said people have chosen the heliocentric model on quote unquote philosophical grounds only. It's not a proven thing. It doesn't exist. Albert Einstein. First of all, when the so-called apple fell on Newton's head, that was 1666. He didn't conduct. Bro, they had candles.
Right.
They didn't have airplanes yet.
Right.
There was no electricity.
Right.
He's just a guy sitting under a tree, fantasizing.
Right.
That's what happened. We think it's science. It's not. This is a guy. I'll tone it down. I won't get too passionate. This is a guy.
Hey, look, before you go on, he did say he hot, David.
Passionate about passionate.
That's right. Compassion. That's right.
Right.
So
not hot.
Passionate. Right. Which they're synonyms, but they are different. So, Albert Einstein, same thing. Albert Einstein was 18, whatever. Nobody left the Earth. Albert Einstein is sitting at a desk they just got light bulbs. He's sitting at a desk making stuff up.
Wow.
Right.
Nobody left anywhere. Michio Kaku was right. Nobody's done anything.
They just throwing stuff in the air.
A fake idea. This is a fake idea pushed on television and in textbooks.
Word. So Lawrence says, I can't believe he's still saying cosmologists when we are only dealing with what's in our solar system, not universe solar system. David, the Egyptians, David.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I dealt with people like Lawrence.
Yeah.
Lawrence is not. Lawrence can do Lawrence.
Right.
Lawrence isn't being honest though. I said, you all heard me say, it's on record, the heliocentric system. That is the Earth going around the sun. Helio means sun, or centric, or helios means sun, and centric means going around the sun. It's called Albert Einstein, Michio Kaku, George Ellis. They all said heliocentric system.
Mm-hmm.
But he stuck on a goofy word, cosmology.
Right.
So let Lawrence do Lawrence. Let Lawrence do Lawrence.
Go ahead, Brother Bert.
What is Lawrence's question? What is his question?
All right. Well, let me just go back to what he said. I guess he was just basically, because you know how a lot of people know some things themselves, so they want to throw in their knowledge as well. You know what I mean? He said at first, y'all was tap dancing around some things, but we basically just started the conversation when you came in, Lawrence. We just started getting deep into it, and then he says, I do check pseudos, and then he said he hot. He said,
so why? I gotta say this. Why does he have to enter the art? No. Nobody was insulting nobody.
No, nobody's debating it to the point where I get it.
Why did he have to come into discussion talking about their stepping and whatever, or I check suit? Nobody is insulting anybody.
Right, we just building.
Go back to his initial. What was his statement about? Or was it a question?
Let me go back when he first even came in. The first time he came in, I guess when y'all was talking about the flat
he said
Earth.
It wasn't time.
No, well, we all talking about the Earth, and Damon Critton was in. See, I'm on YouTube now. So his first words was not possible, and then he said, "And you do," and then he said, "Give us what it is." Then he said, "Newton rediscovered gravity with high emphasis on rediscover." So he's basically debunking what y'all talking about as far as gravity is concerned. That's where it all started, because I haven't seen him.
Well, he didn't debunk anything. He just put an argument up against what we're saying.
That's what I mean.
But the thing is, like we said earlier, Newton didn't have any kind of instruments to say what gravity was.
Right.
We're taught that an apple just fell on this man's head while he was sitting under a tree, and that's what made him realize that gravity is something that exists, that there's a force in the center of the earth that's pulling everything down to the center of the earth. How could this man come up with this mind or this information just from an apple falling on his head? But it's not the point that it is gravity or a force pulling anything to the center of the earth. It has to do with the density of an object. That's all it is. There is no gravity.
Right. So basically by putting it in a book and then eventually putting it on TV and videos, it made him look more extra than what it really is.
That's how indoctrination happens.
That's how indoctrination happens.
Yeah, nations are about indoctrination. They are not teaching. They're not about giving education or actual knowledge. Education and knowledge are two different things. Knowledge is one thing. Education is indoctrination.
You heard that, Lawrence? You heard that, Lawrence?
So, like I said, So, like I said, gravity is something that is non-existent. It is only a theory, and we know a theory is not reality. It is only something that is in the mind of a person that they're trying to theorize and make people believe that it is real
Newton
when it
said,
really isn't.
I mean, Lawrence said Newton had knowledge and education.
He what?
He had he had knowledge and education. I think
He said Newton had knowledge.
head he's the head of it. He's the head of it. He had knowledge and education. He said Google.
I mean that
Google Newton's discoveries.
That's what he believes.
Yeah.
But none of Newton's what we're talking about right now, whatever other inventions Newton came up with, that's one thing. But the invention of theory of gravity is bull. That invention that he came up with, as far as that is concerned, is garbage because it doesn't exist. I can put density against gravity at any time and win all the time. Because look, you can't see gravity, but you can see density.
Okay.
Gravity is something that is not tangible. Density is tangible. You can see when something falls to the object based on how heavy it is or how light it is. You can see the effect of what happens when it falls to the ground.
You can see the results.
You can see the cause of what happens when it falls to the ground. If you drop a golf ball and a bowling ball, when one hits the ground versus the other, you'll see how much density one has versus the other. It has nothing to do with gravity.
Right. Okay.
If you take a basketball,
look, real quick, Abraham, if gravity existed, what stopped a helium balloon from going up in the air if gravity existed?
Exactly. So gravity doesn't hold. That's nothing. That's my point. I was gonna add. So if you drop a basketball, first of all, the word drop is incorrect, right? Because you don't drop a helium balloon, you just let it go. So when you let a basketball go, it falls towards the ground. But if you take that same basketball and you put it underwater, now it comes up because there's only relative density. Objects seek equilibrium per their density. The rock, the basketball that you drop or let go is heavier than the air, so it falls. But if you take that same basketball and put it underwater, the water is more dense than the basketball, and so the density of the water pushes the basketball up. This is relative density. This is what Vertiss is talking about. Relative density is a natural law. You can
Lawrence says the balloon is filled with helium, which is a lighter gas, which is similar to a hot air balloon.
So that's correct. That's correct.
Exactly.
Gravity doesn't. That's correct. Gravity doesn't hold gas because there is no gravity. There's only density. Helium is lighter than the air, so helium is lighter than the air, so it rises. That's called density. That's called density. Literally, there's a law for that.
Right. Air is more denser than helium. Helium is lighter than air.
So the helium is forced to go up. That is correct. That's called density. You can test it.
Okay. That's what's up.
Everything we're saying can be tested and demonstrated.
That's
everything.
correct. So remember, gravity is an idea that holds air to the earth. Yet you don't observe air held to the earth like Velcro. Air is free flowing. You don't observe a force holding air. Sometimes the wind is blowing one way and the clouds are going in another direction. If you smoke, which I don't recommend you do, but you can see the smoke going in different directions. There's no force pulling the smoke to the earth, to the ground. It doesn't exist.
All right.
The helium. If you pop the helium balloon, the helium escapes the balloon and travels upward because lighter than the medium that it's in. The medium that it's in is air.
Hmm.
But a rock or a basketball, if you drop it, or apple, if it falls on somebody's head, that apple is heavier than the medium that it's in. So it's seeking equilibrium. That's called density.
Okay.
It's a natural law. It has nothing to do with a fantastic idea of a planet. Gravity is the only thing that pulls everything to itself, but never pulls nothing to itself. How come all the planets ain't crashing into the sun?
Right.
The planets just keep going round and round, but it's supposed to be pulling it to you. Also, gravity is pulling the Earth, but it's not pulling the moon. Right. It's ridiculous. It holds. Here's the thing, right? Gravity holds the entire Earth's atmosphere to the Earth, but it doesn't hold the air conditioning air in your car when you open up the sunroof. It goes up.
Right.
It holds no air.
Right.
Gravity doesn't hold air. It's not an observable phenomenon. It exists nowhere except in your imagination.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's only in textbooks.
Right.
Yep.
So
So back to this flat Earth, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You was about to say something else. Go ahead, Brother Levert. You was about to say something else.
It is a flat planetarium in which we live in, as the Bible identifies it as.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely a creative mindset behind it versus the Earth being a globe and other planets out there with life forms on it, in which the Bible in the creation story did not express that there were other planets and people on these other planets. So everything that we know of as far as the Earth being a globe, people really have to realize that they have not seen the Earth in its reality when they look at the Earth being a globe. When movies come on, they see Universal Studios come up, and the globe comes up on Universal Studios, because that is their way of indoctrinating the people of the Earth and hiding the knowledge or the wisdom of God and creation. That's how they do things.
Deep.
That's how they do.
I'm going to have to agree. I'm going to have to agree with Vertiss that the purpose of teaching the heliocentric model, where you got spinning planets, outer space, and the Earth is just a small dot in some small outpost corner of the universe, it's out of the way of everything and just insignificant. The purpose of teaching that is just that. Is to teach that your home, the Earth, is not the divine creation. It's not the Garden of Eden.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not the birthplace of God Himself. Can you imagine where is God from on a heliocentric system? Is He from Taurine 9 in sector Z of the outer reaches of the galaxy? That's where God is from.
Right.
On flat Earth, where is God from? Right. The Earth is the throne of God. Yeah. This is where it's at. This is where good and evil. This is where good and evil are waging the war for the final victory. And I'm not even a religious guy like that.
Yeah,
but this is the spot. It's not. Earth is not some.
Ain't nowhere.
Earth is not some far distant. Dot in sector Z of the Andromeda galaxy and all of that good stuff. This is actually the Garden of Eden. This is where it's at, right here.
That's what's up.
This is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
All right. So, any last words on this? I think we've been on this for a minute. Any last words on this, Brother Vert?
I think I'm good, man.
No doubt. How about you, Brother Muhammad?
I want to thank you for the program. I think it was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I get a little passionate sometimes, but I would implore people to do your own research and not be bullied. They're gonna try to bully and mock you into thinking that you have to just believe what the mainstream is saying about a spinning ball of water with people walking around upside down, and the Earth going 39 times the speed of a bullet in 7 different directions, and yet we see the North Star in the same spot every day above the North Pole. And by the way, you can't travel to the North Pole the same way you can't travel to the South Pole. There's flight restrictions. Nobody goes to the North Pole. Nobody even knows who's at the North Pole.
Right.
Just like nobody knows who's at the South Pole. They give us all of this information, and we think that it fills the gaps in our knowledge, and we're comfortable with the Novocaine, but we don't. We have a fake reality.
No doubt. Last words, my brother Vert.
My last words would be one of the things to prove that the Earth is flat and not a globe is that when people or pilots have circumnavigated the Earth, they always circumnavigate or go around the Earth from east to west or west to east, but they never go north to south or south to north, because you can't travel around the Earth north to south because it is impossible to do so because the Earth is flat.
Wow, that's what's up, brother. I thank you guys, man, for tuning in and giving us that wisdom, that knowledge. I really appreciate this particular show, man. And guess what? I'm looking at the comments of Lawrence. Lawrence said, "Good show, David," and he also said, "Love the panel." Yeah, that's what's up. So it was good, man. Much love to you guys, man. Y'all guys have a good day. Much love and respect. Peace.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening.
Yes, sir. Yeah, there you have it, man. The flat Earth. We were supposed to get into a little something else, but I think we covered it. That was great. That was a good show, man. It was something different. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Those who that was able to withstand the time that we was rocking. Much love and respect to you, man. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, we'll do it again. All right? Much love and respect. Peace out. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Much love, respect.
D.A.P. David Adams Perspective.
D.A.P.